Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Haley Sohn, nutritionist, weight loss expert, and you are listening to the Weight Loss Without Dieting podcast. So this is another walk and talk episode. I've been doing these quite a bit lately as I kind of get back outside. The weather's finally nice. And I get a lot of ideas when I go on my walks. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of record these for y'all while I am walking. Hopefully it's not super distracting that I'm like sometimes a little bit out of breath and there's like cars and dogs. And I've probably said that a million times. I apologize for reiterating. But if you don't like these episodes and you want me back in the studio, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm Haley, Hayley _ Sohn, SOHN. And I will take your advice. But so far, I've had no complaints. So, I like doing it this way. And if you guys hate it, you have to tell me. Okay, so we're talking about traveling and being able to enjoy what you want to enjoy while you're traveling and not have your the scale go up 10 pounds and also not feel like completely out of control and guilty the entire trip. What I want for you is to be able to travel, enjoy the good things, and also feel good physically, feel good mentally. So you don't feel guilty the whole time. You don't feel bloated and weighed down the whole time. And you also don't feel like you didn't get to enjoy anything, like you were restricting and depriving yourself the whole time. So I myself, we just did a little weekend away. We've also got some travel coming up, so this will be top of mind. And I just had a couple of clients travel. Actually, a lot of my clients are traveling right now. Currently recording this, it's right around spring break time. You'll probably be listening to it closer to summer travel. So I've got a lot of stories for how, you can make this work for yourself. All right. So first things first, check your mindset going into the trip. A lot of times we think about our travel, our trips as being about the food. And when it's about the food, we're also placing on ourselves a lot of pressure to, not blow it. We've got to use willpower in order to stay in control. Or it's more like the weekend mindset where it's just I'm completely checking out and I'm not going to pay any attention. I'm just going to eat whatever's there the entire time. None of that really feels good. It's not what we want. And a lot of times what ends up happening is we come home just completely beating ourselves up for whatever we ate. And the scale is way up from what it was. So check your mindset. The trip, FYI guys, when I said this to my clients the first time, this is on a group coaching call a couple years ago, and I said to them, travel is not about the food. Everyone was like, what? But it's really not. Think about all the things that your trip is about that has nothing to do with food. Yes, I love to go to Italy and enjoy all the things. But a trip to Italy still isn't about the food. I'm not going there to eat pasta. I'm going there to enjoy some time off, to spend time with my family, to, see the sights and like really absorb this other culture, to, have new experiences. Like, that's what the trip is about. It's not about the food. So for yourself, whichever mindset you're going at the trip about, like if you're going in freaking out because of all the food that's going to be there, or if you're going in thinking, I'm just going to be completely checked out and eat whatever, neither of those are what you want. So ask yourself, what is this trip really about other than food? Second thing you need to do is first plan your indulgences. Yes, you need to think about what is the thing that I want to enjoy each day. And I kind of like try to pick one for per day so that I'm not like, oh, well, at breakfast I'm going to have waffles and at lunch I'm going to have, I don't know, a cheeseburger and french fries. And then dinner I'm going to have like a dessert. I just pick one thing per day that, I'm excited about enjoying. So maybe it's a glass of wine, maybe it's a bowl of pasta, maybe it's a dessert, whatever it might be. But I kind of think about that ahead of time. Like, where am I going? What food's going to be there? What indulgences am I looking forward to? And I plan those ahead of time. Like, these are the ones that I want to enjoy. And most of the time, I talked about this in the last episode, most of the time, there's a lot of foods that you have labeled as, an indulgent meal, like a bad food, it's off limits. And because you kind of stigmatize it that way, it has this like sex appeal to it, but you don't actually like that food. Like, if you really slowed down and tasted it and chewed it, you don't like the taste, you don't like the texture, you don't like how it feels in your body later, and you could totally pass on it. So think about that for yourself. Like, these are the indulgences that are there that I really like and I want to enjoy. And then think about the ones that are going to be there that you could probably pass on. That if you weren't paying attention, you might just eat because you told yourself you liked it. But if you were really thinking about it, I don't really like it that much. So planning your indulgences is key. I want you to, enjoy those things and not feel totally deprived and restricted the whole time. So pick them out. These are the ones that I'm going to have. And third, I want you to be thinking about if you're actually going to plan to lose weight on this trip. A lot of times if we're working on losing weight, we just assume that the vacation, we have to also be losing weight. And the truth is, you don't. You can decide, I'm going to go on this trip and I'm not going to lose weight. I'm going to plan for the scale to go up, or I'm going to plan for it to stay the same. All of those are okay. That is totally fine. And a lot of times when we go in with that mindset, it just calms everything down. There's no pressure on you to, eat a particular way and restrict, and then you feel like you're overeating at other times and you're beating yourself up for it. It's like puts so much focus on the food and the scale and takes your focus away from why you're actually on the trip. So ask yourself, like, what do I actually want out of this? Do I want to lose weight on this trip? Or do I want to just plan to have the scale not go anywhere? Or maybe I'm planning to have it go up 1 or 2 pounds. All of those are acceptable. It's your decision. So those are kind of my 3 things to keep in mind for when you're traveling. And I'm going to give you a couple examples. So I had a client, she was going on a work trip, And she was like, there's like, you're kind of like in and out of meetings all day, and there's a lot of like junky snack foods sitting around all the time. And then, you don't always know like when you're going to get to your next meal and what that meal is going to be. So she was telling me, should I just be like grabbing some snacks, even if I'm really not, needing it at that time? I'm just going to eat anyways, because I don't know when the next time is I'm going to be able to eat, and like what this schedule is going to look like, what the next meal is going to look like. And I was like, you tell me, if you're, kind of just eating whatever snacks throughout the day, not because you're truly like needing them physically or wanting them, but because you're worried about not having access to food later, how is that going to make you feel, like physically? Is it going to give you energy? Is it going to weigh you down? Is it going to feel good mentally? Are you going to be proud of yourself for doing that? How's that going to affect your goals? And she was like, yeah, I don't think I like that idea very much. And so then we talked about, how would you feel, if you had a couple of like emergency snack items with you, things that travel well, like a bag of nuts in your purse, an orange, something that's not going to like go bad or get super banged up sitting in a purse. And you just said, I am totally fine letting my body do its thing. I might experience a little bit of hunger here or there, but I know full well it's going to come, it's going to go. It's not going to be really distracting. And I'm totally fine just like not having the snacks. I'm just going to wait. I was like, how is that going to make me feel? She's like, I'm going to be super energized, super focused. I'm going to feel amazing. I am going to be so proud of myself. Like physically, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to I'm not going to be weighed down from all these crappy snacks that I'm forcing myself to eat because I'm like worried about when the next meal is coming up. And so that's what she did. She lost weight on the trip. She was shocked. And that's also not exactly what she had planned necessarily. But she was like, it was amazing. Like I felt good. Because I had pre-thought about this, I wasn't just grabbing a bunch of crap that I didn't really like want or enjoy, because I was in this mindset of like worry and doubt and anxiety about the next meal. So she felt totally confident, in control. She lost weight. She had a great trip. So that's one way of like thinking it through for yourself. I had another client going on actually it was another work trip, but it was more relaxed and like beachy vibes, and she was worried, everybody else is going to be overindulging at like every meal, and I feel like I'm going to have this like social pressure to indulge with them and like partake, and I don't know how to handle that. And so we kind of talked through like, you never know what somebody is thinking about you or about what you're choosing, so you get to decide what they're thinking. Because a lot of times we think that it's a fact that if we're losing weight, people are judging us. They are like saying behind our backs, like, look at what she's eating, whatever we come up with. But we decide that that's a fact, that that's how people are thinking. And the truth is, we have no idea, and we will never know. So don't jump to the most negative conclusion about what people are thinking about you. You get to decide what they're thinking about you. So decide that they're like inspired and they are, in awe of you and your decision-making skills and your confidence around food and how you're not obsessing about it the way that they are, and they probably wish that they could be like that. And so we had talked that through. She's like, yeah, I get to make, these decisions for myself, but I also want to enjoy myself. So I think we kind of came up with like, the plan was the scale wasn't going to move. This wasn't a trip where she was going to lose weight because there was certain things that she wanted to enjoy, but she also knew like, I'm going to be really active on this trip and I'm really looking forward to that. So that was a big part of it as well. Like, here's all the activity that I get to enjoy. And then, I'm going to have, a little bit of dessert here and there and a cheeseburger. And it wasn't a big deal. She wasn't obsessing about the food. It didn't ruin her time. She said when she came back, previously I would have felt so guilty and so crappy about myself for having one, French fry, that it would have ruined the whole time. And then you get into the mode of, F it, I've already blown it, so I might as well just eat whatever I want. So that was another way of kind of thinking it through. One of the other things that I didn't mention that sometimes we struggle with is once we're in a routine where we are losing weight, we're feeling really good, the trip gets us out of that routine. So just kind of, number one, set yourself up to not be like totally thrown off by being out of your routine. Your routine is not what's helping you to lose weight. Let me repeat that. Your routine is not what's helping you to lose weight. It's how you're thinking about it. All of our actions, aka our routine, come from how we're thinking. So we're thinking, I want to set myself up to feel really good today. So I'm doing XYZ. I feel confident around food. We might not think that, but we have created that emotion for ourselves with how we're thinking. Confidence, calm, certainty, in control versus stress, pressure, willpower. What else? Well, those are good enough. This pretty much sums it up. So how you're thinking is what's allowing you to lose weight. It's not your routine. So getting out of your routine is not a problem as long as you decide how you're going to think about the time on the trip. I'm not going to allow the fact that I won't be having my daily XYZ shake or morning workout or whatever it is throw me off. This is how I'm going to set up. I'm going to have this indulgence, the first day. I'm also going to be tuned in to my body, how I'm feeling physically, how I'm feeling mentally, and I'm going to allow those things to lead me each day. I'm not going to feel pressured into eating just because everyone else is, or to ordering like a huge greasy meal just because everyone else is. I'm going to choose what feels good for me in that moment. So the routine isn't it? It's how you're thinking about it. So make sure that you're thinking about it in a way that serves you, that feels really good for you. All right. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.